Once upon a time, a teacher goes out in a forest with some of his students. There he asks one of his students to pull out a tiny sprout. The student does it with ease. Then he asks him to pull out a slightly bigger one, then another one, and another, and so on. It becomes harder, but he manages. And finally, the teacher points out to a full grown tree and asks him to uproot that. The student struggles and finally admits defeat. To this, the teacher says, "My son, you have just demonstrated the power that habits will have over your life." The teacher exclaimed. The older they are, the bigger they get, the deeper the roots grow, and the harder they are to uproot. Some get so big with roots so deep, you might hesitate to even try. And this is how Darren begins chapter 3 of his book, introducing us to the incredible influence of habits on our lives. Hi, I'm Nadeem, and in this channel, we review books related to personal growth and self improvement. And today is going to be the third part of the video series, reviewing the book The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. So, in the last video, we have already talked about the first two chapters, and in today's video, we'll talk about chapter 3, which is habits. And in this video, we'll cover introduction about habits, your mindset towards habits, practical strategies for changing your habits, and finally, the conclusion part. Darren begins with a quote of Aristotle saying, "We become what we repeatedly do." But Merriam Webster defines habits as an acquired mode of behavior that has become nearly or completely involuntary. He shares a story saying, "There is a story about a man riding a horse, galloping quickly. It appears that he is going somewhere very important. A man standing alongside the road shouts, 'Where are you going?' The rider replies, 'I don't know, ask the horse.' This is the story of most of people's lives. They are riding the horse of their habits with no idea where they are headed. It's time to take control of the reins and move your life in the direction of where you really want to go." Darren says that there is a thing about habits that you start doing tasks on autopilot with minimal conscious energy used, like brushing your teeth, making your breakfast, or driving your car. And because of this, you can focus your energy on more important, creative, and enriching thoughts. And also because of this minimal energy requirement, you easily keep on doing these tasks. And then the compound effect comes into play and you become an expert in these things. But the same goes for the negative habits as well. Because of this minimal conscious energy requirement, you don't think much about wasting time before you start scrolling on social media, or wasting hours playing video games, or before letting another cigarette. You do it out of habit, but once you do it, you realize that it wasn't necessary and could have been easily avoided. So once it becomes a habit, it becomes easy to keep doing it. So the main point of focus should be on cultivating good habits. Demonstrating this, Darren shares the inspiring story of Larry Bird, one of the greatest basketball players. Larry wasn't the fastest or most athletic player, but his relentless habit of practicing 500 free throws every morning before school turned him into one of the greats. This underscores a vital truth that habits shape your destiny, whether good or bad. So the key lies in consciously choosing and nurturing the good ones. After watching the previous part, you might also be willing to change your habits as well. But relying solely on that willpower isn't enough. As Darren says, assuming willpower is what you need to change your habits is akin to trying to keep a hungry grizzly bear out of your picnic basket by covering it with a napkin. To fight the bear of your bad habits, you need something stronger. And that's where the why power comes into play. You need to find your why, find your reason. Think about what will you get if you cultivate some good habits, or think about what will you lose. How will your life look like after 5 years if you continued with your bad habits or with whatever you are doing right now? There is another example in the book which says, imagine walking across a plank for $20. Easy, right? Now imagine that the same plank is at the top of two buildings. Will you do it again? Probably no. But what if your child is on the other building and it's on fire? Yeah, that's the power of a strong why. So finding your why, finding your core values, and aligning your actions with them is equally important. These values act as your internal compass, guiding every decision you make. When your actions align with your values, you'll find the drive to push through challenge and stay on track. Since you now are familiar with the idea of habits and the right mindset, changing your habits might still be tricky. So, for that, Darren provides some practical strategies. 5 techniques to eliminate bad habits. Step 1 is identify triggers. Recognize what sparks your bad habits, as awareness is the first step. Step 2 is clean house. Remove anything that encourages or enables those habits. Step 3 is swap it. Replace bad habits with healthy alternatives. Step 4 is ease in. Take gradual steps if a habit is deeply rooted. Step 5 is jump in. For some habits, an all or nothing approach works best. So let's take an example. If you have a bad habit of wasting a lot of time on social media, then from step 1, identify the triggers, which in this case are different social media apps present on your phone. From step 2, delete all these apps. From step 3, you can replace watching random videos with educational videos or podcasts related to finance, personal growth, or anything related to your career. And finally, from step 4 and 5, if it's a deeply rooted habit, then using the phone at fixed time might help. Otherwise, cutting it altogether works best. 6 techniques to build good habits. Step 1 is set yourself up for success, which means make the new habit easy to follow. Step 2 is think addition, not subtraction, which means focus on what you are gaining, not losing. Step 3 is public accountability, which means share your goals with someone to stay accountable. Step 4 is find a success buddy, which means partner with someone with similar goals to stay motivated. Step 5 is introduce competition, which means make it fun with friendly challenges. And finally, step 6 is celebrate small wins, which means reward yourself for every milestone, no matter how small. Changing habits isn't a walk in the park. Darren reminds us that the difference between successful and unsuccessful isn't that they enjoy hard things, they just do them anyway. Transformation takes time, and patience is crucial. Remember, every step counts. The next chapter is where the multiplying effect actually takes place. So stay consistent, stay focused, and stay tuned for next video. And also, I highly recommend you buying a copy of this amazing book for yourself through the link in the description below. And don't forget to leave your valuable feedback in the comments below. Thanks for watching.